Hello, guys.
Hello.
Hi there. Are we live again?
Yeah, we're finally live again.
That's great. Great to see you. It wasn't not that long ago, though.
No, just a couple of days.
When we had Dennis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Should we make this a
I
tradition that we do 2 a week?
2 a week.
Yeah, why not?
I wonder if the viewers have time with us 2 times a week.
Yeah, that would be
let's
another
see.
question, to
Let's
be
see.
honest. So, how are you guys doing?
Yeah, but we have something interesting today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, last week was interesting too. But yeah, should you introduce? I think Thomas, you arranged this, and I'm curious.
Yeah, it's actually it's a brand new adventure riding event that is going on in Latvia, and me and or all of us has been invited to this event, but kind of just to show it off because we think it's that genius. We want to give them a little bit of talk time here on the channel so they can introduce themselves, talk a little bit of what is going on and what they will make for us or all of you guys that are watching.
Yeah. I'm so curious.
Yeah, so it's quite. I'm quite anxious to hear more about them, and I really want to ask them a couple of questions. So I hope this will be a great episode for everyone. So should we bring them in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
sure. Open
Hello,
the cage.
guys.
Hello,
Hi.
You are on the air.
that's not bad.
Welcome.
Oh,
Welcome. Nice to
Cheers,
meet you.
guys.
cheers! Should we should we do a proper cheers, everyone?
Yeah, I think we should do the proper
Yeah.
opening.
Yeah,
Matthias, do you
I
have
think
something
that's
in
a
your glass?
tradition in your podcast is to do a traditional opening.
Yeah, it's the traditional. Oh. This is quite hard to drink for.
I'm drink. It should be Latvian. I don't have any Latvian beer because it's sort of a Latvian theme today in a way. But I have Karlovac from Croatia, so
Yeah,
But
but
in Norway, you say
it
skål.
was in my fridge.
We say
how
skål.
do we say skål in Latvia?
Preka.
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 You say preka.
Ah, that's cool.
We
Prega.
can say
Preka.
here in Norway, preka means let's talk, or yeah.
Oh, that's only in Bergen or Ålesund.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Ah,
Not down south. Det er billigere båter. Det tutter det prekker.
Not bad.
that's great.
Nice.
So, OUTDURO, guys. Or how do you pronounce it? Is it OUTDURO or how do you say it in Latvian or international?
In Latvian, it's OUTDURO, and same in
Yeah,
international.
that's great.
it's sort of international. And before you tell us what OUTDURO is, because there's a lot behind what I initially thought, because I stumbled upon this YouTube channel. So the YouTube channel was the first thing for me, and I clicked subscribe immediately because I like nice videos, and the videos from OUTDURO, although we didn't have many subscribers at the time, I just said this is going to grow because the videos are outstanding.
Yeah.
And I like to watch them. So yeah. So and then I got to learn a bit what you told about on those videos where you do these sort of events. I guess you have to explain more, but there's a whole not to say religion, but philosophy at least behind it.
Yeah, and I have to agree on you, Robert, because I think it was you that actually sent me the link for the first video we both saw from OUTDURO. It was just, I just immediately saw, okay, these guys know what they are doing. It's kind of like if it's everyone in the group or just that one guy that makes the videos, it was just so well produced and so really nice video footage. And it just woken something in me compared to just like the video you showed, the footage you showed, and kind of like the whole idea around it just got me really intrigued. And I think I saw one of the episodes where one of the guys was sipping coffee, trying out different tastes of coffee, and it was just, yeah, really good.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how we got to our own branded coffee.
Yeah,
We tested it ourselves.
it's definitely a subscribe at once videos that you're doing, guys.
Yeah.
I agree on that as well.
And are you roasting the coffee beans on the exhaust pipe while riding?
Inside.
Yeah.
So the coffee actually was tested by our member Egils, and he said this coffee, it has to be like a cowboy coffee, you know. It has to be simple enough, it has to be tasteful enough, and simple in ways that you can just pour the beans in a sock, smash it with a rock, and heat it up in a tin can. Yeah, and it will taste amazing.
That's great.
Right.
And as I understand, you can find this at your webpage as well. Of course.
Yeah, so we actually have like 2 pages. We have the organization page, which is for our association. It's OUTDURO.org, and our commercial site is OUTDURO.com, where we actually sell merchandise and coffee, and in future some other items, and also some adventure gear.
We need to touch
But,
a lot more on that, because I have some of your stuff. And but first of all, I would, or probably all of us, would like to know who you two are. Tell us a little bit about who you guys are and what you do, and then we talk more about OUTDURO as a brand and the event that is coming up.
Yeah, so I'll start off. So, hey everyone, my name is Richard in Latvian, or Richard as I go in English. So I started actually OUTDURO as a single person, as a solo channel for myself. But soon enough, it grew up with other like-minded members who also like the idea behind it, as in traveling with your motorcycle and spending nights outside, so outdoors. And so the name combination actually stands for that, outdoors and enduro, so OUTDURO together.
Yeah, that's great.
And soon enough, we grew a bit larger, and we decided to start organizing events as public events. And so anyone could participate it. So we would announce our events, and it would be different types of just like single rides or single like tracks. And this year we started organizing boot camps and a new game actually called Quest. And it's all put together by our own association members, and we have our own, so to say, tribe or brotherhood behind it. And everyone else, the participants, we call them our tribe members, and that's the big community. So we have like the bottom of the big community, then a bit higher we have the brotherhood and the association, like elders or the community, how to say, the ones who are deciding or writing the laws, so to say, they're the highest, like. And so it's like, so it's a big structure. It has everything, like has sort of a idea behind it. So everyone's always asking us, what does this logo mean? And currently we have an explanation for it, because we have received some comments, and someone asked, guys, are you like Masons? Is that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Ole looks like a Mason.
But no, actually,
yeah, but
it's just a tent and the sun, because usually when you go outdoors camping with your motorcycle, the first and last thing you see is the sun behind or next to your tent. And we have captured these moments in photographs as well, and with the mug, and it perfectly reflects it. And
brilliant.
The new explanation is now that if you see a triangle there, it's like a tent. So it has these 3 points, and the 3 points mean events, our store, and our garage. So events, we organize public events and boot camps and all that stuff with our association. We have a commercial side where we sell things, and we have a garage where we fix bikes. And that's
Yeah, it's a great symbol, because you can also get some conspiracy theories going on there, like Illuminati stuff.
We got a question from Morocco, if we were Illuminati or not. So
Yeah, but
Yeah.
we would
course
probably
you are.
ask you the same question. Are you?
who knows?
You never know.
Yeah, you will enlighten us.
Yeah. Yeah, Ole, tell
I
us a little
think
bit about you.
it's brilliant.
My name is Ole Marius. I'm Norwegian. I have a wife in Latvia who I got married 6 years ago, met her 8 years ago. I come from overlanding environment with 4x4s.
Oh,
So I'm quite used to camping that way. It's always been a passion. But last year I took my motorcycle license, and the first trip I ever did was going to Latvia. So I bought an Africa Twin, went full out and was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna rock this bike. I learned quite fast that I didn't rock that bike quite a lot. I learned the lesson that you don't give your children a grown-up bike when you want to teach them how to ride a bike.
that is probably
start
why
with
it
a
took
small
9 months, not 6 months.
I was lucky in a position that I bought a Honda CRF 250 Rally that I have in Latvia.
Oh,
So that's my off-road bike. My wife told me that I need friends in Latvia, and that combined with camping and stuff like this, I wanted to find an environment that fitted me.
mhm.
I went online and I found Richard's first blog, and was looking for trips around Latvia, how to do this with a motorbike. And I was invited to the garage, and it is a real garage, not we don't call it a garage. It's actually a real garage with mechanics and everything. And we were sitting and talking, and we found out that we matched quite a lot. Conversation was supposed to last for 30 minutes. We were sitting for 4 or 5 hours.
That's good.
It was quite a good match. I joined the first event on the big bike. That's when I learned that I should have a smaller bike. It's like the first experience with off-road riding with an Africa Twin, and you meet soft sand. It's quite a big challenge, and with alu boxes and everything like this, I learned quite fast that alu boxes is not something you go off-road in. So
Starship Enterprise.
I think many of us has been there. So
yeah. So 1 year after, I am a full member. My wife is saying that I should have less friends. So she turned around. I'm too much away. Me and Richard is a good fit, both personally and business-wise. So I am in the administration, helping to build up OUTDURO as a brand.
yeah, I think you're doing good.
Oh yeah.
Really good.
Well, I'm just texting people. I'm not really used to being on screens or stuff like this. You see me in some videos, but for me it's a strange position. I like to be in the background.
Yeah, but I think you're doing quite well, actually, both of you, to be honest. And compared to what we talked about on SMS before we went live here today, I feel like you guys are holding yourselves pretty good, to be much better than we can do sometimes.
Yeah, well, I can't think about it live. I just need to think it as a business meeting, and then I guess it's okay.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. But you have these events, and that's the sort of what's available for everyone. Anyone can join your events, right? Even if you're not a member before. Or how does that work? You have this new event coming up in September. Is that open for anyone to just book a ticket and go there, or how does it work?
So the idea behind it is that we're looking for like-minded people. We like to find, you don't have to like ride it, have to be like super experienced. You can be a beginner. but you have to love what we're doing, you know. And we're just as a community help you grow. That's one of the important things in our community is that we help you lift you up, you know, help you with your struggle challenge, because we have also been there. As Ole said, when he just bought the biggest bike, the newest stylish bike, you know, but it's not like a good fit for a beginner. And usually what we see is that beginners also buy smaller bikes, but what helps them grow is when you ride in packs, you know, in like good packs, because the bad packs, you know, the bad groups are those who just go straight rally style, you know, and just leave you behind in the dust and call you like a wimp or something like that.
Yeah,
that is such an important thing that you said just there. I think that we really need to just linger a little bit on that, because I see that at a lot of events. Actually, I get confronted by people that ask me if that event is for me or if I could go there. Is it proper for beginners? And everybody who tends to show up on different events looks like they are really skilled or really experienced. And just to have an event and or have a mind that you kind of want to be there for the beginners, the learning the baby steps and get to the point where you are actually a skilled and experienced rider. I think that is really, really good.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like my first experience joining OUTDURO in its community, I was taken care of. I was lifted up and I was taught everything from basics. And as a new beginner, that's the essential thing. And experienced riders can sometimes be a little bit annoyed about beginners, rookies, because they slow them down. And that's why we have different events for rookies, medium, and experienced riders. So on the experienced rides, it is just full metal to it's just crazy, and but it's also really fun and experience. You learn a lot, but on the rookies you learn the basics from tire change to first aid to camping, cooking, pitching up tents, hammocks. So it is open for everyone, and that's, I think, is the most essential thing, is that you are open for everyone. Even if you have disabilities, it doesn't matter. We welcome you with open arms to the tribe, and you can come and join us. So
this is a place for Matthias as well.
Yeah.
Thank it's very easy to forget that the ADV community is larger than yourself, so to speak, or your closest friends.
Yeah.
I think it's a really great idea. I think me and Rob experienced that a few months ago when we were on a show, and it was like monkeys on the place, or how to say. And there's a lot of people that was into ADV riding. And I don't think we had that in mind when we came there, but a lot of question about basic stuff. And I think that was really fun, actually, to see that the community still grows.
Yeah, and the last 4 years has been explosive when it comes to adventure riding. They sell adventure. And adventure is not necessarily only asphalt. It's not necessarily motel rooms or hotel rooms, even though it is nice. A lot of us like to go to the store, buy something to eat, cook it, camp, sleep in a hammock, tent. You get all these experiences in nature, and sometimes it can be really hard to do this alone. That's what one of my experiences is, to take the step and do this alone. And
I think a really good thing that you have there is that because a lot of those who watch our channels on YouTube, and they want to do the same thing, but they are alone. And so where should I go? And in Sweden, at least, there's not many events that you can go to. And people really don't dare, because they don't want to go to the event alone either, because there you have the groups within the event, and will I fit in there, and or will I find a friend, and so on. So if you have sort of ongoing events with open arms, and that's the idea for beginners, I think that's a great place for everyone to sort of get started.
But I need to say, I have never been to an event that people don't find each other. That's the whole point with it. So even if there are a shy guy in the corner, I think in the ADV community, you around the campfire, you find your place, and so otherwise someone grab you and get it into the place. That's my experience.
That's one of the most important things we do, is that when we are on the event, you have several OUTDURO members around, making sure that everyone is included. No one can stand on the outside, because you have several members watching and making sure that everyone is included in everything.
Yeah,
if you have a shy guy in the corner, then we build him up, lift him up to be more
and
open.
I think that is what a lot of the ADV community was all about in the beginning, and then it starts to form those different groups, the cliques, the experienced groups, the less experienced groups, and like you see in every society or every how to say it, extreme sport or whatever culture you are living for, it's you will always have those groupation of the kind of skill level, or who rides Yamaha or Hondas or whatever. But the kind of like the main thing that I felt so strong for when I first entered the motorcycle community was the inclusiveness. The people who the experienced guys who just brought you along, took you on trips, showed you all their expertise, and just made you learn in a good way, and made you included, and made you kind of make your own path. Even if they took you on a trip, they made you make sure that you made your own path in the whole thing. And I think in this days community, it's easy to get lost in track, because we have so many influencers like we on YouTube channels, or you have the marketing places where people try to get you to buy a certain bike or a certain luggage system or whatever. And just to get back to the roots of what the community is all about, I think that is really, really important.
I was thinking, Latvia, you have your TET, and if people decide to go to Latvia, let's go for a ride in that area. Do you have sort of open place that sort of manned, that whenever I'm going in the season, is there sort of an OUTDURO place with someone to meet there and have a coffee, or?
Yeah, so we actually do have, as I mentioned before, our garage. And it's actually like a clubhouse for us, so to say, or tribe house. And it's where we most of the time start our rides and end our rides as well. And we're currently working on the backyards. I'd say we want to create a space where we can have kind of like an industrial type or style place where we can sit around, put a big screen of like a projector, and make some presentations, teach some stuff, and just chat, just learn from each other, cook a burger, and just relax and feel
such a good
welcome.
idea, actually.
Great.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like a little bit, I get the feeling of Motocamp Bulgaria. It's also a little haven there where you can meet other bikers. There is a workshop. There is some events sometimes taking place, and it's always a place to go by and you meet other bikers, and you can even camp there or things like that.
The plan
so
about
that's nice.
The garage is that on the backyard there will be opportunities to put up a tent. Right now we can't have hammocks because it's flat area, but we are planning to so people can have hammocks there as well. The garage where Carl is and Richards is quite often is always usually open from 8 o'clock in the morning till late night, especially in the season.
Yeah.
There is always a beer in the fridge, and everyone.
Yeah, what
is
kind of
bear?
beer?
Yeah,
Grizzly or brown bear?
Well, we have our own beer
You do?
as well. We don't.
Ah,
Yeah,
OUTDURO
we
beer.
don't only have coffee. We also have beer.
Why haven't I seen any of
Ah,
that?
So I actually sent you a photo before, Thomas.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I should actually bring that up on
The-
screen, but I don't want to mess up the
the-
technical
the-
stuff.
Yeah. The Badger. Is it called? Yeah, right, Richards. The Badger. I'm not a.
I don't have it.
You don't have one at home to show us?
No, unfortunately not because it was so tasteful and I cannot just, get hold of it. That passed in my fridge.
Ah, that's perfect.
But
That's perfect.
They
I
don't
just have
last
one
long.
question to
No.
you guys because I just have one question because a family member, I think it's my second cousin on my father's side, or I'm not sure how to say it in English, but I think he is married to a Latvian girl, and every midsummer thing, or when it turned from dark time to summertime, they have kind of like this event that is quite popular. They just make a huge camping thing. People get around, they're cooking and everything. They arranged this a couple of times where my cabin is located. Is this kind of like a Latvian thing? Or, yeah, Ole?
Yeah, I will let Ole
Yeah.
explain this as
So
well.
as a Norwegian, it is midsummer. In Latvia, it is a tradition. It's an amazing experience. It is you dress up in national clothes. You eat from or have a party from early morning till next morning.
Yeah, that can
So it's
be something I remember, yeah.
Yeah, and
We have a question here, guys. Where in Latvia will the event take place?
it will take place in a place called Dala Lava, correct?
La 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 la.
Daba Lava.
So it's actually west side of Latvia, yeah.
Yeah.
So not far from Ventspils, where the port is.
Aha.
And yeah, the exact location is in a place called Daba Lava or Daiba Lava in English. Not sure how to pronounce it, but anyways, can be found on our website. And it's a place I found when I was traveling around Latvia's border. And someone suggested me to go there because there's a mystical place in the forest.
Aha.
And I found this place, and they had like a cafe or like a restaurant in the middle of the forest. And they cook their own pizza there and make burgers. And you can get beer. It's really, really moody with all the lamps and all that stuff.
Wow.
So it just sets the mood quite differently.
Big,
I have
nice
been
area.
camping in the area, but on the Riga Bay beaches, but very close to Ventspils as well. It's a really cool area. A lot of sand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to try out also, so we will have different type of courses. So we will have for a little bit of rookies that I will take on. We will have the scavenger hunt, where you can experience everything from soft riding to hard riding. And it's about team building as well. So we will have 2 to 4 people on each team to help each other up, lift each other up, get through obstacles and so on.
Oh,
So
I'm
there
getting
will
a
be a
little
lot
bit
of-
stoked.
Yeah.
So how many will take place in this event?
So we're planning to have 100 participants.
Yeah.
And keep it there because that's the maximum that Daba Lava can host.
Yeah.
And for the first event, I think if we get to 50, it's gonna be amazing already because it's just our first big scale event. And I cannot say that we are super experienced in these events, and so it's gonna take a lot of effort for us to organize it and to have it for 100 participants. But Daba Laba, they actually have their own team, and they will help us with the food and all the like accommodation thingies, and so they're kind of helping us out there because
Perfect.
they kind of like the whole idea behind OUTDURO as well.
Yeah.
So how many are you in your team?
So we are 13 in our association, and for this event, we will have 10 people who will be in the admin, so to say, group.
Oh, that's great. A great team.
Yeah, and as probably many of you already know, Matthias and Robert has a little bit of experience from similar events like Skog, the Swedish event, or the Danish event that went in Sweden. So, but I got a question because like I asked you guys earlier about the Midsummer Festival or the traditional thing you had, it kind of surprised me a lot that so many people come together and what we call here in Norway, dugnad. You kind of get to a point for others to just make a huge festival for free. Everybody just putting up their arms and go to work just so everybody should have a good entertainment. And I feel like it's kind of like in the Latvian tradition to be there for each other, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
Yep.
And a lot of OUTDURO members are military guys, National Guard. So it's all about team building.
Yeah.
So this is really important. It is the basic of the basis of OUTDURO, and we help each other.
Is it allowed to ask a little bit of a difficult question regarding military guys and everything according to what's happening in Europe these times? It's quite difficult times with knowing that your next neighbor is the big bull. What is that affecting you guys? Is that affecting the event? Is that something you think about?
It is kind of affecting the event because, I'm in National Guard as well, and the exercise amount has increased, of course. That's why I have a red nose and white forehead, because I had a helmet on and goggles, and the nose was only out. So I was exercising the whole week, and I just came back today.
Okay.
And
The same as riding then.
But we don't care about that neighbor, because we'll feel already prepared, good enough, and we have good allies, and we know that Sweden is joining now in arms, and Finland as well, so we're actually stronger than ever before. And that doesn't mean that we're going to stop partying,
Yeah, that is good. That is good to hear.
But it's also important for me to mention that politics is not a part of OUTDURO. So we have a lot of Russian people riding with us. We have a lot of Latvians, Estonians. So everyone is welcome, but we don't really like to talk politics. And we keep politics out of everything, because in the end we are all humans and we all want to share our experiences together.
ADV riders.
Yeah, so we keep politics out.
Yeah, that is good.
Cheers.
Cheers for that one, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
That's good, and that's actually the sticker, Matthias, that you have on your laptop. It's sort of a country sign, ADV. That one.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're from the same country.
Yeah,
everyone.
Doesn't matter where you're from. We are ADV, all of us.
Yeah.
Adventureland.
But I think that is. I think that is so important. Yeah, but I think that is so important to distinguish the difference between that we all come from different culture, we come from different religions, we come from different beliefs in politics, or somebody are against COVID, somebody like it, whatever. It's just like when we get that suit on, when we sit on the bike, we are all a common family that just compete on the same level or same level ground, that we kind of want everybody to have a great time. And that is kind of like the one thing that resonates a lot with the stuff you doing or what you have done so far. And all of us are quite intrigued by the way you have presented this. Of course, I do understand this is just the merely beginning of it, but you don't need to spend a lot of time with your content or what you do to understand you are guys that really believe in what you do and want to reach far out there.
So one of the
I have.
Oh, Robert.
Yeah, but I was about to change the topic a little bit. So if you had something just to follow up on Thomas there.
Yeah, I just wanted to say that we are an organization. We're not a club. We are an organization that is spreading. And we will enter Norway, we will enter Sweden, Finland, and we will continue
peacefully
to grow. Peacefully, yeah. We our weapon of choice is bikes.
That is good to hear.
And the common ground is gravel riding and dirt riding. And that's what we do, and we want to camp and make food. And so we are
all the great stuff to relax and recharge.
That actually ties on to my question there, because like Germany, they have to invade other countries to be able to ride gravel. But what's the laws for off-road camping and so on in Latvia?
So you're pretty much allowed to camp everywhere where it's not like private property, but it's best to do that in special areas where it's for camping designated from the government side, you know. And but you can do wild camping, and that's another thing that we do in our organization, is that we teach you how to do it safely, you know, and how to make a safe fireplace, how to not litter, and actually take more away with you than you came with, you know, make the place cleaner for the next guy who comes camp there. And as for the riding, you can ride anywhere where you have roads and at least 2 tracks, so where a vehicle can go. And the idea behind is that if you do get injured, the paramedics or the vehicle can get to you.
And here
wise.
in Norway,
I was wondering.
Go on, Matthias.
Go ahead.
Okay, I have one question. Here in Norway, obviously, it's allowed to wild camp. And I got a lot of questions about wildlife. Everybody's scared of bears, wolves, polar bears for one particular reason. I don't know why. I get so many questions about, should I bring bear spray? Should I be extra precaution about stuff or deadly animals? And I say here in Norway, we don't have any deadly or venomous insects or dangerous animals. Of course, we have wolf and bears, but they are so shy, there is no issue at all. How is it in Latvia? Is it any problem with the wildlife there?
So the most dangerous thing in Latvia in forests are ticks.
Yeah, like here we have in Norway, ticks, yeah.
Yeah. So they carry diseases and it's easily to get them, and I cannot be sure if it is carrying the disease or not. As for bigger animals, no, they're going to avoid you because you're going to be the stinky one, the loud one in the forest, and they avoid you.
The same as here in Scandinavia, to be honest,
I was a little bit curious about how to get to Latvia for this event. For sure, you can either go the landway around the Russian enclave, or you get the ferries. So you have ferries from Sweden and you have ferries from Poland and Germany as well.
Well, I'm not so sure about. It's ferry from Sweden. There is ferry from Germany. I'm not 100% sure about the ferry from Poland, but I believe there is one. There was a ferry that was directly to Riga before from Stockholm. That is out of commission. But you have from Nynäshamn to Ventspils. There is a ferry, 8 hours in nighttime. I think 6 hours in daytime type of ferry. And then you have Tallinn-Silja, who is going to Estonia. So you can, that's more of a, like we call Danskebåten in Norway, it's like the party cruise. It's quite nice, really nice, good restaurants, everything. The other ferry for the Ventspils is more cargo ship. A lot of truckers and stuff.
Yeah, I think you also can go to Klaipėda as well in Lithuania.
Yeah, that's correct.
Your neighbor.
Yeah.
They were also really close actually to ride.
Yeah, it's not so far. It takes about 2 hours from Klaipėda to Ventspils.
But
yeah, that's interesting because I was looking at that. The Trans-European Trail, is that passing the area? Somewhat.
It's
It is actually.
Yeah. I could imagine, and that one also rounds the Russian enclave. Then, so you need to go through Poland then.
Yeah, it's quite hard to enter the Russian enclave at this moment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
I guess why, but
probably not.
Well, the borders is shut.
Yeah.
So it is actually not physically possible to go from Klaipėda into the Russian enclave. It wasn't at least last year when I was there. It was close 2 kilometers before.
The thing is that it was really easy 2019 at the summer because they eased up the visa system for the enclave. So, and then from easing it up, so you could get through to just tourist through and so on to just close it. Different interests.
But just to summarize a little bit about. You have, obviously, you guys are passionate about what you guys do. You have a solid brand name. You have a store. You have all that kind of stuff. And you have really good ambitions. And you have your head screwed on in a good way. And I think you talk the same language that we do. And that's part of the reasons you guys are here at our podcast today. So we can kind of showcase what you do. But the event OUTDURO Scout, me and Matthias and Robert has been invited to be part of this event. Could you please tell a little bit more about why others should join this event? What is the main purpose around it, and what can you get back from this event? How long is it going to be? Is it food involved? Are there camping? Tell us roughly about the event and the plans around it.
Yeah, so if a bit jumping back with you can come with a vehicle as well and with a trailer, because we're gonna have a plenty space there, like fields where you can park and create your own little like so to say camp or campground with your vehicles and riding buddies. As for the event idea behind it is that each year we're starting to think is we're going to have like at the beginning of the year is going to be all about learning, opening a season and refreshing the skills. Summer is all about adventure, exploring, riding different trails. And the beginning of autumn is going to be like a combination of all those things. And that's where Scout is going to come and play. We're going to be hosting or having workshops where you can learn a lot of things, and not just motorcycle skills like riding really slowly over obstacles and stuff like that. But you can also learn a lot of outdoor skills. And one of the important skills that we have in National Guard as well is to learn medicine. As Thomas, you presented the bag, One thing is having a first aid kit with you. Another thing is learning how to use it and actually knowing what's in it and how to apply it and use it in which situation. And those are the skills that we want to hand over to other riders so they feel more comfortable riding alone or solo or small groups. And besides workshop, of course, it's like a festival or event and gathering of like-minded people. So we are going to have our own bar. And as I mentioned before, we do have our own beer, and it's going to be there. But also, what we like to call is this about eating experience as well, because you remember things not only with your eyes, but with your taste glands as well. You remember certain tastes in certain countries, and we want to share this experience in our event as well. And that's why we have asked one of our friends who's a chef to organize some really tasteful meals in really outdoor style cooking, our campfire, smoking and stuff like that. And we're going to call it Food Ventures.
That's great.
That's good.
And besides all these things, of course, we're going to go out riding, exploring local sites. We're going to have guided tours, like in packs you can ride, and it's going to have different levels, like for beginners, like we have in our events as well, medium, and then the experienced guys, where you have just sand and you just struggle in the sand and overcome yourself and stuff like that. And also, we're going to have our own new game. It's called OUTDURO Quest. It's like a scavenger hunt game where you have like if you imagine Google Maps, a map with different location points, where each location is in an interesting place where you ride, you discover the place, and you fill out a task there. Either answer a question like which year was this founded or something like that, or there's like a practical area as well where you ride there and you meet an instructor and he tells you to do a certain thing and show your skill. And so we're putting all of these things together. And in the evening when we come all together, we're going to have our hosts and invited guests to tell their experience, where they had traveled, how they packed their bags. We're really interested how the Norwegians pack and prepare for trips. And of course, with music and sharing the best emotion that this community can offer is when you're a bit.
Yeah, and what we could see, it looks great so far. And this is not the first event. I have seen you have done other events, for skills and enduro training and so on for beginners and other stuff.
Yeah,
you have a lot of fun things at your channel.
Yeah, so this event is like a big combination of all those little events, so to say.
One of the important things is that we have two types of tickets. We have one ticket without food, and we have one ticket with food.
Well, that's great.
Yeah. So if you take the ticket with food, you have breakfast, dinner, and supper, all included. Also, everything else is included. There is no hatch with the tickets. It's either food ticket or no food ticket. That's it. So you are joining everything.
So for the others, it's Bullens then. I'm not sponsored, by the way. I just like that.
No, but it's important. Like, so when you come to the event, you will get your own bag. In there will be the white mug. There will be some other things.
You mean this?
So straight away you will, yeah. So you're wrong camera.
No, actually, he has two cameras, one for YouTube and one for you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm the tech guy.
So you will get a goodie bag. So you get value of your money straight away. And the total experience with food venture, boot camp training, all the exhibition from our local partners. We want to showcase a lot of Latvian products. So we have that's really important. Even I am a Norwegian, I want to showcase Norwegian things, but for Latvian market, it is really important for us to show our partners, OUTDURO and the Latvian produced items. We have hammocks, we have sleeping bags, we have a lot of nice things.
Yeah, I think that is
made
important.
in Latvia.
Yeah, that is good.
I was, and that is really cool. I love to get to see that. But I also had a question about the food. Is it also typical Latvian food?
This is quite a lot of salads.
Yeah,
I don't understand why they're so interested in salads, but it's like 103 different types of salads every time there is food.
I love it.
But we will see some of those salads as well on the events, though.
Yeah, because Dala Laba has said they are providing the breakfast, dinner, and supper. So that will be included there, some different salads and stuff, and the chef that we will bring, the food ventures, they will also have some.
But
and we have nice wives.
That's great.
So we have nice wives that can probably give us some salads as well.
in my salad, I do not want those Lithuanian smoked pig ears.
I never experienced Lithuanian pig ears in any salad.
Oh,
That's the best beer snack.
That's
Come
beer
on.
snack.
beer snacks. I ordered beer snacks and got excellent cheese and so on, but I also got cutted smoked pig ears, and I chewed some of them before I knew something was wrong.
So,
But you see, this is what we want to make this event all about. That's why we're making it international. We want to learn what beer snacks you guys have. You know, just
Yeah.
have a lot.
That means that
Sure.
we need to have some pig ears then, but for sure after a few beers they are good. They too.
Yeah, but when last
remember
episode we
once
talked about a drink that the Swedish guys have. You kind of have the testicle from the beaver or something into liquor,
oh my God.
and then you drink that. It tastes like shit, it smells like shit, and kind of like, oh, that is okay, but eating pig ears, that is quite obnoxious, and I don't understand that. Here in Norway we have sheep head we eat, and I find it ridiculous, but
I don't eat it.
I agree with you, Thomas. We should always eat those specialities in every country. Otherwise, we have not been there.
yeah, like sushi.
We
Yes,
can bring
then
all
you-
that together in the Food Venture Experienced group.
Can you bring
Yeah.
some surströmming then, Mattias? So the Latvian guys can
no,
experience.
nix. I'm not gonna stand.
But it should not be eaten like people do on YouTube. The surströmming should be eaten in a more in a better manner.
How
Should be opened on the
how
water
could you
first.
eat that in a better manner?
Because
you
you don't
hide
eat it like they do on YouTube. You
How
open
do
the
you-
can in water, and then you have a paper-thin bread, and you also have fresh potato, red onion, and as well we call it grädde. I don't know what to say, but no, it tastes really great.
Yeah, but okay.
Of course,
Sour
you need
cream.
sour cream. Of course, you need some snaps or
Yeah,
schnapps as well.
I do understand. You have to drink yourself ludicrous to even taste or even forget about the smell around that stuff. But in Latvia, is there any food that are
Now it's you complaining, Shomi. You should eat
no.
surströmming for sure. I hear that.
Just a little side note to that. My grandfather, he was owning a company here in Norway that did all the pumps that was on fish boats. Flykt, I'm not sure if you know about it, but they had big pumps on the huge fishing boats in Norway. And one of my first paid job was to be on a mechanic on those pumps. So we kind of put them together and service them and put them back into the ships. And that fish smell, that you really need to have to own set of clothes in the shop before you go. And from that point out, a fishing boat, I just can't stand the smell. I can't go on board those ships. It just freaks me out like you won't believe. So surströmming and rakfisk and
Hey, Shomi,
I'm not doing that.
cut it. In Sweden, we call guys like you klökmagen. You're a little sensitive.
yeah, you can call me whatever you want. I ain't eating that.
But I think Richard
Okay,
can,
so
can tell about traditional Latvian food. I'm quite picky when it comes to different types of food. So
I actually bought some pickled mushrooms there, actually in Latvia at the Bay area or between Riga and Ventspils. Never seen pickled mushrooms before, so I had to buy it. That was okay.
Yeah, that's actually a thing in Latvia. We do pickle our mushrooms as well, but we also make gravy from chandeliers, I think, or no, not chandeliers, but is the difficult word for it. I always forget it, but it's like a yellow mushroom,
Yeah, chanterelle.
and it grows.
Chanterelles.
Chanterelle, yeah. Chandelier is a candle.
Yeah.
Almost like candle.
I was
soup.
what? Did you say that?
That's how I try to always remember it, just by that word. But anyway, that's one of those things that we make with potato. It's like a gravy, and like it's super tasteful.
I do imagine, yeah.
But
So pickle
another
food
thing
is a big
that
thing.
usually foreigners find weird is that we have this cold soup or beetroot soup, but it's cold. Have you tried it, Ole?
I don't like it. It's quite the same as borscht, close to it, is it not?
Yeah.
And it's actually like a soup where we usually get annoyed with each other because one says that you have to make it in a certain way and the other one doesn't agree because you put it like meat in it, and he says no, you don't put meat in it. And if you do put meat in it, what kind of meat you put? If you can put wrong meat, you know.
It's like a family recipe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Richard's here is an awesome soup maker, especially in a lot of our trips. We make soups for as a common meal on all our trips, on most of our trips, and he is perfecting bordianka every single time. It tastes different. In English, it is more like what you have in closet soup. So it's really interesting and really good every single time.
What you have in your saddlebags, kind of soup.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, but
overused sleeping bag and the old socks and stuff like that.
Just drain it through your old socks.
Drain it. Yeah. Especially after a muddy day.
But it's kind of like here I'm not sure if it's everywhere in Norway, it's like that, but how hard is it to make soup? You kind of boil up water and you put whatever you can. It's almost like pizza. You just made a dough and you put shit on it and you put it in the oven and it's ta-da! But I do understand there's a lot of...
Depends.
There are levels, Thomas. There are levels of tastiness.
I have one more question here. If you travel to Latvia and to your event or just passing by or whatever, what is the must-dos? What is the best thing for an ADV rider to think about in Latvia?
That's usually like a hard question to answer because there's different types of riders. One who want to explore the sandy patches and go real hardcore on it. Some are the light riders, who just want to explore the culture and have gravel roads mainly, like ACT,
Yeah.
But if
I
you
was
go
more into the cultural thing, so what to experience.
So it's the most popular route is always going along the coastline. Yeah. Because you're gonna find a lot of interesting places and sites as well, and foods as well. Like a lot of fish, obviously because it's near the coast. But once you get to Riga, you can go from Riga to Estonia a bit deeper inland to Teisis, where you can experience and see castles. From Middle Ages and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's actually closer to where Ole lives, and I bet Ole hasn't even explored his area.
Oh no,
fully.
It is too much to explore. There is amazing medieval castles. You have early Russian times type of castles, like real castles that you can enter inside. You have national parks that is more free than what we are kind of used to when it comes to riding. If there is a trail you can ride, there is the full local food culture that is amazing and different from just a kilometer away. There's different food culture, and that's one of the most amazing things I think about Latvia is the food culture. And even though I don't drink alcohol, the beer culture, because there is different beer from every little city you go to. So yeah, try the local things, do the local, and go out of path. That's the fun part. Yeah. Go somewhere where explore a little bit, because
do the ADV stuff.
Yeah. Well, last year when I got my CRF, I went exploring and I met in the middle of forest. I got stuck in the middle of forest and I found a little path going outside, and there was a little bridge. And on the bridge was standing a really angry babushka, old lady, and told me that I'm not allowed to pass here, so I needed to continue through that forest. And that was an experience in itself to meet an angry babushka in the middle of forest.
And then you took off your helmet and gave her a big hug, and then it was okay.
You just shake your head and like try. As a Norwegian, it is like you can't. I don't know Russian, and Latvians, when they don't, a lot of Latvians, especially older, when they don't, they understand that you don't speak English or Latvian, then they suddenly swap to Russian and expect you to understand. And it's like, niet, that's the thing I understand. That's the easiest word to understand. So it's,
and if you're a party guy, then you go to Riga, I suppose.
Oh, well, I think if you want to experience all Latvians cuisine into one packed area, then you go to Old Town in Riga, and you can experience everything in one area, more or less.
Yeah, I think going to Riga is the same as going to Oslo in Norway. It's kind of like the Norway.
Yeah, I mean.
Yeah.
I was on a food market in Riga that was amazing.
Oh yeah. This is a lot of things that is amazing about Riga, but Riga is it's a big city compared to what Latvia is.
One thing I remember is I was on a easy beer bar.
You just need to take a piss.
You just got the tag for like 20 euros in the bar, and then you use that tag for yourself to go to the tap, and the tap worked like a fuel tap. You just pulled as much as you wanted, and you saw the euro cents just. So you could just buy a lot of beers without filling the glasses completely. It was a really cool place.
Oh, I haven't experienced this place.
The name was Easy Beer Bar, and they also had whiskies in the same manner, so you could get your own whiskies and so on there, and so it was a really cool place.
Yep. I only have one rule when it comes to Riga city center, is that if there is people standing outside inviting you in, then you don't go in.
Okay.
Yeah, I understand. Of course.
Yeah.
So what we usually suggest is to everyone, if you want to explore the culture, don't go to the metropoles, the cities.
Yeah, but it's
somewhat. I usually avoid all the big cities.
Yeah, and one of the nice things about Latvia in the rural areas is that everyone is so welcoming, especially to motorbikers. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if you are passing an old railway track, there is a guy standing with the thumbs up. You go to a local restaurant and you see children looking at your bike. The restaurant is always nice and compelling and invites you in. We have hotels in Latvia who is more specific to bikers. We have OUTDURO crew who can show you, or probably you can join them in rides. There is just reach out, talk with us, and we can help you with most of it.
So we meet like a lot of TET riders as well, because our garage is marked on the TET path, and usually they stop by, and so we suggest next places where they could go explore more if they're interested in the real culture, not just city sites. And actually, my country house is also on the TET path, and because I know the linesman, and we agreed that if I go on the trip with helping him put on the TET, it's gonna go past my country house.
That's nice.
And now, thanks to that deal, I usually get 1 or 3 guests in the summertime who stay at my place, and it's always super interesting to learn their experience. So this summer, a German guy stayed at my place, Daniel, and he was just traveling through the Baltics for the first time, and he was just so amazed about all the experience he witnessed so far and the kind people. And we also sat out, and he was in luck because I came back from an event and I got spare game meat burger meat. So we cooked up burgers. We had burgers and beer, and we talked a bit. And next day he left, and I received a call from his wife, and his wife is saying that, please help Daniel. He has drowned his bike in mud somewhere near this location. The next
Okay.
thing is in Latvia, we have our own community. It's like SOS, Adventure for Adventure Riders. I put out the message that there's like a German guy stuck in this location. And within 1 hour, some local guys who were also friends from someone else who was in the group went to his place and helped him to get out.
It's brilliant.
Okay.
And that's another thing.
Perfect. That's ADV spirit.
The adventure
Exactly.
spirit. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think
We have a question here. If the event will return in the next year and the year after, will it be a yearly event, the OUTDURO Scout?
Yeah, so it's going to be a yearly event, and the location is going to change. And so because we want to mix up the places where we ride and explore and also play the game, and it's not going to be bound to Latvia only. So who knows, maybe next year we can have it in Scandinavia, somewhere.
That would be awesome.
So that's the idea about the scout, is that we are scouting different locations every time. There will not be a specific pattern for each OUTDURO scout. They will change every single year, so you don't get this monotonous, the same thing every year. So that's like the essence that we want to 1 year have it in Latvia, maybe next year we will have it in Sweden. We will do our preparations, we will fix everything so that everything is ready to go when you come.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. With a new venue or location every time and new hosts but still. So looking forward to OUTDURO Scout Las Vegas some year.
And also it's possible that it can be more scouts in 1 year. So it's not only bound to autumn, it can also be a OUTDURO Scout in spring or summer. We don't know. We are in the start of this, and we just want to see what we can do and what the organization can bring to the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could I ask a question? Could I ask a question? Is there any particular reason why you thought it was a good idea to invite us to the event? If that is allowed to say. Ask.
I think that's my answer. I was the one reaching out for all of you, and I also reached out to Pavlin, who is now in Russia, and I also reached out to Runa, who is a female rider. And what made me invite you guys is because you all have inspirational content. You have all three of you on this. As I said before, the live we went live, is that I'm a little bit starstruck, and I am, because I followed all of you from my start when I started to ride, and every one of you had taught me a specific thing or inspired me to do different things when I am out riding. The only thing I'm not doing is filming. And that's because I don't like being on the camera so much. And if I was thinking, if you guys are an inspiration to me, then you should also be an inspiration to a lot of other people. And the same goes for Pavlin, the same goes for Runa, who is a female rider. And I think you guys bring the essence of adventure riding out in a positive way, in exactly the same way as OUTDURO basics is, or foundation is. So you're good ambassadors generally for the adventure community.
Well, that's nice to hear.
Thank you. It warms my heart, and there's a little tear here.
Yeah, but I think I really appreciate that, because it's you don't hear that too often, to be honest. It's kind of like, yeah, you get a lot of comments and but we are like you guys. We try to put the adventure venue on the marketplace, kind of like we're trying to be good representatives of our own beliefs and our own adventure style. So yeah, it's cool that we could mix up different people from different countries, and it's also really cool to see that people in the Scandinavian or the Nordic European countries are doing these things and get a lot of publicity around it, because everything you see is kind of down Europe or over in America.
Yeah. And one of the other things is that we want to challenge you, not to just give you an event that you can sail through, but we want you to push your limits as well. And we want to show you guys to showcase that it's not only just soft gravel riding and Moscow motorbikes and hammock. It's about blood, sweat, and tears as well.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm starting to regret this now.
Oh, you shouldn't regret it. You will have a lot of cool experiences.
Yeah, I do.
I'm sure. I hope I can make it. And yeah, anyhow, I will meet you guys at some point. It's inevitable.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure we might meet actually in August, because we're actually planning a trip to Norway.
To Tanzania?
Oh.
No, I will be there in August.
When you will be home?
If you can pop by.
When you will be home from Tanzania?
Beginning of September, 1st September.
So it is, you are in Tanzania in the exact period that we are traveling through Norway, and yeah, it's a bad combination right there. We are going back to Latvia from Nynäshamn the 2nd of September, and we are leaving from Nynäshamn the 24th of August.
Okay. Yeah, but I'm sure that Rob leaves the key to the garage, so I can open up for you, and we could park in the Nomad garage.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
Nice.
Yeah.
So we will have
some OUTDURO stickers there.
Yeah, just put it all over the place.
Yeah. My son will be home actually, because he has his bike here too, so he will have the keys. So
a lot of the OUTDURO members, the guys with the black cups and gray cups, will go to Norway 24th of August, and we will follow Tet quite a little bit, but we will also deviate from Tet and go to Sunndalsøra, Aursjøvegen, Geiranger, more the tourist places. I live close to Aursjøvegen locally, so I'm quite familiar in this area. And then we will, when we come back to Lom, we will enter Tet again and drive Tet back to Nynäshamn, or as far as close to Karlstad as possible, and then we will deviate again and then go to the ferry.
Ah, cool.
So we have 13 days where we will travel around Norway and Sweden.
Oh,
sounds like a great plan.
Good chance for Scandinavians to meet the OUTDURO Grey and Black Cup team.
Yeah.
You will see a trace of stickers then through Sweden and Norway.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there is already quite a lot of stickers around from the core members. A lot of the members is actually traveling a lot, and there is quite a few stickers around, and there will just be more and more, I guess.
Where do we just to reach out to the viewers, if you have any questions about the event or anything that we haven't covered so far, please let us know, and we try to answer that just now on the end before we shut everything down.
Yeah, we're in the comments field below as well in the video.
Yeah.
If you want to.
Is there anything else we are curious about? For me, I'm quite humbled to get the opportunity to be guesting your event. I'm looking forward to it. It matched perfectly with my vacation and everything. And I'm really looking forward to this. I really like the idea behind everything. I really like the way you guys present it. I like the visioning, or how to say, I'm not sure how to say it in English, but it's kind of like you really seem like a solid group of people that are resonating with my own beliefs and my own way of doing this. So yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this, and I really hope that people picks on and want to join. Yeah, do you want to say
I see ambitions here. I got curious on your videos very early, but I see ambitions here, and it looks really, really great.
One of the things that I haven't mentioned is that in the festival there is a lot of sponsored rewards as well. We have managed for some reason to get a lot of prizes. The time schedule is so full of activities. We need to sit down and plan how to exactly do it, but we have prizes for a lot of different events. So, and you guys, Matthias and Thomas, managed to get a prize as well. I will not say it because that's your thing to say, but we all have prizes from Moscow Moto. We have prizes from OUTDURO. We have prizes from Enduristan. There is a lot of things going on, and there will be a lot of giveaways, nice giveaways. So we're trying to do the best thing to promote brands, to lift people up, and some competitions is also
I'm not sure I want to ruin the surprise here, but I can promise you that we have something in store, just like a thank you for bringing us along on this event or inviting us. So we want to give something back. So me and Matthias, we have something extra special for one of the guests at OUTDURO this year, and we hope it will be something one of the guys or girls will appreciate. That's a cliffhanger.
Okay, this was over 1 hour, 20 minutes almost commercial for me now that I feel I have to come.
Yes. I think you should come.
I think so too. If I get the life puzzled in order, then I can manage. But I need to leave that open because of all the other guys who have hooks in me.
But I think everyone that listens to this podcast, everyone who is listening to this podcast should write Robert's wife a letter saying that he should definitely come to this OUTDURO event.
That is a good idea.
It will be life-changing.
Yeah.
So everyone send Robert a personal letter to his wife, and he will delay or provide this to his wife, and then he will come.
She says it's no problem. He just needs to bring her the chickens, and then everything is okay.
I think a better we could get Robert to come is if we send a ticket for his wife.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're going on a honeymoon actually. Yeah, in just a month after we have our 20th marriage anniversary. So, honey, we're going to Latvia.
You go shopping, I'm going adventure riding.
Adventure riding.
Yeah. That's good. All right.
Yeah, I think that's kind of summing it up.
Good
one. You don't have any other questions that we can help you with answer?
Is there anything that you want to tell us? Something that we forgot or something?
Well,
so I could maybe about ending about the event is as I mentioned before, this is as well, and we are planning and replanning and doing all the planning. So we are adjusting based on your questions as well, because there's a lot of things that we have to cover there. And if you do have questions, feel free to reach out to us. And if we haven't covered this in our website, if it's not clear enough, you can email us, message us, and ask. Like, there's a contact form in the outduro.org/scout page as well, and we'll try to answer it as best as we can, and make sure that you are fully aware where you're going, what you're going to be doing, where you're going to be sleeping, and all that kind of things.
Yeah, sounds great. And we have in the links, in the description of this video also the link to the event and so on. And watch the videos. That's where I got hooked and inspired. I'm striving to reach that level of video making. So check out those videos for sure.
Yeah, a lot to learn.
And
as for the videos, I make a shout out to Zintars. He's our video operator. He makes the magic happen behind all the videos.
Can you put him in touch with us?
I do sometimes. Definitely. Come to the event and he'll be there.
Yeah, but still, I just, if you have any questions, bring them to us if you feel that is more comfortable. If you reach out in one of our comments or on our channels, we will try to route you to you guys so people get in touch and get the proper information they need if that is more comfortable for them. And I think we're just gonna leave it there. It's a great bombshell. It's a great punctuation of the night. It's been a blast having you guys with us. It's been really nice to get to know you better. It's nice to see you both in person. And I just want to
thanks
cheers.
for having us, and thanks for promoting our event as well. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting us, and we will continue to talk after the broadcast is ended.
See you in the future.
Yep.
Take care, guys. See you in